Alright, I get it. As a teen, you're still figuring things out. You're still trying to learn a lot of things when it comes to men's fashion. And don't get me wrong, that is such a good thing to be doing, and I'm really glad that you're starting to get into it. And I'm gonna try to do my best to give you some style tips that you need to hear so that way you can start getting better into style and just overall feel confident. So today, that's exactly what I'm gonna be going over. Some style tips that every teen needs to hear. Alright, the first one I feel like a lot of teens need to hear, and that is going to be expensive things doesn't mean that you are dressing good. Alright, listen, I've seen this so many times where teens will go out, buy something really expensive, and that's gonna be all that they wear. They think just because they have this on that they're gonna be looking the cleanest out of everybody. And don't get me wrong, maybe that piece does look really good, but just because of that doesn't mean that your style is automatically better. You still need to learn how to style that piece correctly. You need to figure out which colors look best with that piece. And most importantly, you have to understand that wearing that piece every single day is not a flex, because it can get really boring if you're wearing the same thing every single day. And just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's gonna change that. And that's why I always think it's a better option. So let's say you're looking at shoes that are gonna cost $300. With that, you could buy 3 or 4 different pairs of shoes with that $300. So just really think to yourself, what's a better option? One pair of shoes or multiple different pairs of shoes? At the end of the day, everyone's in different situations, so just really think about that before you get into it. Alright, the next style tip that I can give to most teens is going to be doing your hair. I try to do my hair most days. Of course, sometimes there are those days where I just don't feel like doing my hair and I'm gonna throw on a hat. That's exactly what I'm doing today, actually. So really take time to figure out which hairstyle you're going for and get better and better at doing that hairstyle. Get the right products for that hairstyle and just your hair type in general. At the end of the day, doing your hair can really make a big difference in the way that you look and also the way that you feel. Alright, the third style tip that every teen needs to hear is that you need to start investing in accessories. I don't know how many times I've said it, but accessories can make any outfit look better. And a lot of people ask me, where's the best place to get accessories for an affordable price? That's exactly where today's video sponsor comes in, Trend Him. I've been using Trend Him as a one-stop shop for pretty much any accessory out there. And that's because in this one website, they carry over 6,500 accessories for anything that you need. Whether it's watches, rings, necklaces, sunglasses, literally anything that you could possibly need, they're going to have it in their website. And the best part about all of it is all these pieces are very affordable, and that's because there's no middleman with Trend Him. And just to prove it to you, I'm going to be showing you exactly what I got from Trend Him, just to give you an idea of what it looks like when you shop at Trend Him. So I said it a lot of times recently, but I have been a really big fan of sunglasses lately. But with that, these sunglasses are actually a collab with Wolfgang. And not only that, I've seen other places sell sunglasses for way higher than they should be, and on top of that, you have to pay extra just to get them polarized. But these already came polarized. But on top of that, they have accessories that not a lot of guys think to get. Some of the main things that I have been looking at when it comes to accessories is going to be organizations. I have been a really big fan of card holders. I think card holders just look really clean in my opinion, so I ended up picking up a card holder myself. This one's actually a steel card holder, so you can open it up. All your cards are going to be right here. I'm actually going to take my cards out because that's some really important stuff, like my ID, credit card, and just in general, I'm not really trying to show my credit card online. But anyways, this is definitely a good place to keep them. Another thing that I really like and I feel like is very underrated is going to be money clips. I'm a really big fan of money clips. Right now I only have $1 in here because, you know, money's kind of tight. But as soon as I start to get more cash, the first place I'm going to put it is going to be in this money clip, because I've always thought it would look really cool when you have a lot of cash inside a money clip. And the final piece that I ended up picking up from Trend Him is going to be one of my favorite pieces that I've ever seen, and that is going to be an organizer for men's jewelry, where I can keep my watches, my chains, any type of jewelry. I can keep it in this box. Right now I have been really big into organization because I barely started to understand the importance of being organized. But anyways, all the pieces from Trend Him are going to be linked in the description, so definitely make sure to check out Trend Him for any type of accessory that you may need. Alright, the next style tip that teens need to hear is going to be you need to start experimenting with new colors. And that's because a lot of people who are just getting into men's fashion, especially teens, like to stick to one color that looks good on them. And don't get me wrong, if you find a color that looks good on you, you should definitely be wearing it a lot. But that doesn't mean that that should be your entire wardrobe. If you're wearing all black every single day, it starts to get boring, it starts to get repetitive, and that's the last thing that you want. So just start experimenting with new colors. The next one is going to be really similar, and that's going to be experimenting with new styles. Now, most teens only dress casual every single day. Most teens only have sneakers and nothing else, but it is really important to be able to dress good in every single occasion, so you need to start experimenting with new styles. You can start off small, you can still keep things casual, but for example, if you're really big into the skater aesthetic, start experimenting with a different type of casual. You could go for a little bit more dressed up casual. That's definitely a good place to start. A big example of dressed up casual is going to be minimal clothes with no logos, no nothing. It's still casual, but it is a little bit more stepped up. And if you want to start getting more into dapper pieces, that is definitely a good way to start transitioning into that, because if the only shoes that you have are Vans, then you can go with something like Adidas Stan Smiths, because Adidas Stan Smith you could actually dress up and it's going to look really good. But eventually you can start getting into boots, like Chelsea boots are a good option. Just in general, experiment with new things. You never know where what you're gonna like until you try it yourself. And there are plenty of things out there that you can start trying today. The next style tip that every teen needs to hear, I'm definitely going to be stressing this one out. It's going to be only follow the trends that you like because you like them, not because your friends are wearing them. It is such a common thing to be in a friend group and everybody in that friend group looks the same. Everyone dresses the same, everyone has very similar clothes. You honestly just end up looking like a whole group of little minions that everyone looks the same. So definitely avoid that. Start experimenting with new things like I mentioned earlier. Start stepping out from your comfort zone from what your friends are wearing and only follow the trends that you like. Because if a trend's not for you, don't try to force it. You're never gonna feel confident wearing stuff that you don't like. The next style tip is going to be cologne is a must. And the reason why I say this is because me personally in high school, I had about 2 cheap colognes and I would wear them whenever I remembered to put them on, which was very little times. I never really got into colognes until recently. And as soon as I started getting into colognes, I realized I should have been doing this a long time ago because now everywhere I go, everyone compliments my scent. Everyone always tells me like, man, you smell so good. Like, what do you have on? And that's because now I'm really into colognes. And I wish I started sooner. So if you're in high school, don't wait on it. Start getting into colognes, whether it's a cheaper one. Right now, I've been really big into kind of mid-range colognes. So not colognes that are dirt cheap, but not colognes that cost like $200, $300. Instead, I go for mid-range colognes. Most of my colognes go from anywhere between $80 to $120, but it is a good investment. Colognes in general do last a long time. But nonetheless, I hope this video did help you out. If it did, make sure to leave a like. I would really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already in this channel, I simplify men's fashion. So I'm going to leave a button for you to do that right here. And if you want to see more videos right away, here are a few that I think could really help you out. Anyways, other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day and I'll see you in the next video. Later.